Welcome back to the Sports Page. I'm now joined by head men's lacrosse coach, Ted Spencer. Welcome to the program, Coach.
Jeff, thanks for having me.
I would like to start off by asking you a little bit about your background. What brought you to Fairfield?
Well, I've been here 12 years. I came here from Yale University. I was an assistant coach at Yale. Prior to that, I had coached high school as a head coach locally in Connecticut at a school called Choate Rosemary Hall. You might know it. I coached youth lacrosse, and prior to that, I coached at Brown University as an assistant. So I've had extensive background at all levels, and I played at the University of Massachusetts at Amherst, which is a top 10 perennial power year in and year out for many, many years now.
So was being a coach something that you always wanted to do, or is it something that kind of struck you once you kind of got into it? Was it something you wanted to do beforehand, or how did you make a career out of it?
Well, I always wanted to be in athletics somehow, and as I sort of entered that journey into coaching high school and youth lacrosse and thinking about what I wanted to do as a teacher of the game, what really appealed to me was the college coaching and working with college kids, the top players in the game, and that's ultimately how I made my decision on coaching the college level. I just thought that was the most exciting part of the game, the highest level of lacrosse, and the most fun for me.
Right. Now, is there any particular coaching philosophy that you have that you bring to the programs you come to?
Sure. I think I bring a lot of discipline. Hard work and dedication are things that I really push. Making sure that kids are disciplined, play with integrity, work hard, and learn a good work ethic.
Right.
I think that's something that I've always instilled in kids.
And can you talk a little bit about what it's like to be a head coach, kind of a day in the life, what your schedule is like, stuff like that?
Sure. Well, we practice in the mornings, basically 7 to 10 in the morning.
Early.
7 to 10:30. That includes our weight room sessions, which right now are 3 times a week. That time in the morning for us is our practice field time, conditioning, and also weight room and things like that. So, during the season we watch a lot of film. So there are 2 or 3 film sessions a week that we use within that time as well.
All right. And now, is the practice sessions, are those year-long, or starting in the fall, obviously, when they get here, or how does that work?
Well, we have an X amount of days per year. I think it's 132 days we're allowed. So we play an extensive fall season. It's about 6 weeks long. We could practice anywhere from 5 to 6 days a week. We play a couple competitions in the fall, typically a couple tournaments. We have our red-white scrimmage in the fall, which is a big deal to us. Much like you see spring football, they have their, Ohio State will have their scarlet and gray scrimmage. We have our red-white here. After 6 weeks of fall ball, which is as early in the fall as we can because we want to take advantage of the warmest weather, we go into a strength and conditioning segment, which is up to 8 hours a week, and that is usually 4 days, and that'll take us right up until exams before Christmas. And then right after we get back in January, we start going full-fledged. So it is a year-round commitment. I think for kids, and we take that time to develop as athletes, as people, as lacrosse players.
And how many members do you have on your roster?
Right now we carry 48 on the roster, which is a little bit larger than we normally carry. We usually carry between 42 and 45, but this year we have some more bodies.
And now I'd like to talk a little bit about the recruiting process. Is that something heavy in lacrosse, or is it more of just you have guys coming here that want to play for the program, they come out to have tryouts? How does that work? Well,
we do get a lot of people trying out for the team in the fall. This past year we had close to 65 people out for the team, including recruited players and walk-ons. And obviously we chopped that number down to the low 50s in the fall, and then got it down to this sweet little number of 48. We don't carry a lot of walk-ons, but if we get an individual that comes in and shows a lot of passion and dedication and is going to make us better some way, then we'll stick with that kid.
Okay, that's interesting. Now, so would you say the fall is kind of a period of trials? Because I know you said you had more kids in the fall than in the spring. So is there cuts that happen at the end, like once they come back after the winter break, or how does that work?
Well, I think fall's a tryout for everybody, really. As you know, athletics is a big commitment.
Absolutely.
And, sometimes kids comes in after his sophomore year and, is he ready to make that full commitment again for another year? Some kids just decide, you know what, I'm pre-med, I want to work on my academics, and that's fine. That's absolutely, it's a great thing to do. Other kids come in as freshmen who were recruited and didn't realize, wow, this is a bigger commitment than I really wanted to do. So it's a tryout time, but it's also a time for the kids to sort of explore what this is really about.
Learning experience.
Maybe a kid can't handle the balance of academics and athletics, and they take that time to really find that out. And they also take that time to find out if they're really committed and dedicated to do what it takes to be a successful Division I athlete. And it's a lot of work.
So could you share with us some of your thoughts on this season so far, the progress you guys have made?
I think we've done a great job. We're 5-1. We're right at our midway point. And I explain it to my kids like it's halftime of a game right now. If you went into halftime of a game and you're up 5-1, you're pretty happy. Obviously, if you're up 6-0, you're a little bit happier.
Right.
But we're very pleased with our start. And now we need to focus on what we call the third quarter. And we always tell our kids coming in at halftime that it's very important to win the third quarter because it can determine the outcome of the game in many ways. If you have a rough third quarter, then you really have to perform well in the fourth quarter. And so right now, our focus right now is the third quarter, and it's to win the third quarter and win it at the best of our ability. And if that means going 3-0, winning 3-0 in the third quarter, then we know our fourth quarter is going to be much easier for us. Sure. If we're down 2-1 in the third quarter, then we've got to pick it up in the fourth quarter. So right now we're just focusing on that, and we're real pleased with our kids. This is a really committed and dedicated group of individuals who want to be successful, and we're real proud of them.
All right. Now, any particular games that you're particularly looking forward to upcoming on the schedule?
Absolutely. The next 6 games, every single one of them. I can't tell you, I get excited about every game. Yeah. Every team we play is a top program in the country. So week in and week out for us, it's very exciting.
Excellent.
So we have 2 on the road, Hobart and Georgetown coming up,
definitely.
2 phenomenal opponents in lacrosse. And then to come back here and play North Carolina here April 15th, that is a phenomenal.
It's going to be a huge game.
It's going to be a great setting.
We'll remind everyone to come out for that.
Yeah, we do. Well, please have them come.
Absolutely.
We expect thousands of people at that game, so we're looking forward to it, and we're looking forward to all the great Stag support we get from all of you here.
Excellent. Well, best of luck. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Jeff, thanks so much for having me.
No problem. All right, we're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back. And we're going to take a look at the women's lacrosse game this past Saturday. So stay tuned.